Hey guys, Brig here. Welcome back to day 37 of the Gold Cap Challenge. So we're going to start the day by opening up my mail, and we've got 136k in this first lot. We sold a load of those Tranquil Mind tomes that we made yesterday, a load of Saber's Eyes, and a load of glyphs. So yeah, basically confirms the fact that the inscription is a good shout on my server, which I'm pleased about. And yeah, we also sold one of my necks for like 30,000 gold, so that was exciting. One of the necks I made to level up jewel crafting. So for those of you still trying to decide whether to level up jewel crafting or not, I would definitely suggest doing it because you can sell off those necks. It takes a while, but they do sell for a lot still, especially if you get good stats on them. 104k here. What have we got? More Tranquil Minds. Some roseate pigments, some sallow pigments, again all this glyph stuff, real nice. More Saber's Eyes. The Saber's Eyes are selling for cheaper than usual, which is annoying, but the gems are also cheaper than usual, so the profit's still pretty good. And another 50k, mostly from Tranquil Minds again. Those sold really well. I need to get some more on the auction house. I'll do that today. But that's about 300k from mailbox opening, which is pretty good because it hasn't been that long since I last did my mailbox opening. So yeah, good times. A lot of you have been asking about TSM questions from watching my videos. Now I always suggest that you look at my TSM for Noobs series guide because that kind of answers most of your questions. So stuff like how do I buy things so quickly with TSM, that's with my mouse wheel macro, but I explain that in my TSM for Noobs guide, the first episode, so please watch that if you have TSM questions because that's going to help you out a lot, I hope. I'd also like to say thanks very much to Pierre Cons. He made a post about my channel on the WoW Economy subreddit. Now, WoW Economy is a really good subreddit. It has so many useful posts about people with different gold making ideas, answering different questions, etc. So I suggest you all check it out. And yeah, he made a post about my channel. It got a load of likes, a lot of people commented. It was really nice. So thanks very much to him and everyone who supported that. It helped me get an extra sort of 200 subscribers just yesterday. Got like 200 subs in 24 hours, slightly over 200 actually, which is good for me, so that was really cool. I was just running my map flipping scan, but we didn't get anything of interest, so that's fine. Not too sure what I'm going to do today. If I can't buy cheap Felwort, there's no point making more pigments, though I suppose I can always just turn the pigments I have on the auction house into more of the Tranquil Minds, because that's what I was doing anyway. Yeah, I've still got so many pigment stacks, so I'm going to turn them into a load more Tranquil Minds because they sell really well. I sell them in stacks of 5, make about 500 gold profit per stack, and I sold like 200 stacks, so what was that? Like 10k in a day. Nice little bit of extra profit. So I'm going to make 400 Tome of Tranquil Minds for a nice 20k profit overall. But I don't know if any of you know how to buy light parchment for cheaper. Not for cheaper, for sort of 200. 200 only buys 200. It's really annoying. You can't buy more than 200 at once. And I need 8,000. So I'm going to have to do this 40 times. This is a great idea, Blizzard. Making me do this 40 times. Don't know why they require them to have 200 light parchments or whatever they need. 20 light parchment per tome. How does that make any sense? But yeah, let me know if there's an add-on or there's something you can do to buy them in mass, en masse, whatever, because this is very annoying. Finally, that was painful. And then 10 minutes to make them all. This is why you get so much profit from them, because no one can be bothered to go through this whole process. So my glyphs have been selling really well, and it's time to make some more. Now, the best way to get roseate pigments, that's the cheaper pigment, I think is through Dreamleaf. Now I'm not certain, but that's what I found, because the other stuff mostly gives sallow pigments. So I'm buying all this Dreamleaf for 23 gold each, and we will see what sort of profits we can get from it. So I bought 2000 Dreamleaf for about 46k, and I'm going to mass mill it all, and we will see what we get. Okay, so we didn't actually make any profits. We kind of broke even compared to whether we just bought the pigments from the auction house ourselves, but there aren't that many pigments on the auction house, so yeah, it was a pretty good way to break even on the pigments. Maybe if I can buy the Dreamleaf a little cheaper, I would get some actual profit. I usually buy it for about 20 gold or 18 gold, and I bought it for 23 gold today because it was just expensive. But that's fine. It's about what I was expecting to spend. And look at the profits from the glyphs. Now I set up this group so it will only make the glyphs that I don't have enough of in my bank or on my main character. So these are the ones that have been selling well, and as you can see, from 90,000 spent, I'm making 96,000 profit. But we need a few more pigments, so I'm going to go mass mill a few more Dreamleaf, and then we'll go from there. We're crafting every day. There's so many glyphs. I never realised how many glyphs there were in Legion. I mean, obviously there used to be more, but there's just so many for each specific class, you never really realise. Lots of people don't even know that glyphs still exist. So if there aren't many glyphs on your server, I would suggest advertising it a bit, because often people just don't realise that glyphs are still a thing. Also, the Dark Moon Fair is on this week, and that's where you get the Dark Moon cards, the trinkets, that's where you get the recipes. So if you got Inscription at a similar time that I did, this is your chance to buy out the rank 2 and 3 recipes from the Dark Moon Fair, because some of those trinkets still sell really well. So just checking on my different servers for the pets. Oh, we have got some sales. We got another 72k worth of sales. That was my Facebook, sorry guys. I'm in this group chat and we have one guy who talks the whole time. He's so annoying, and everyone just ignores him, so he'll just keep on messaging, and I can't get a moment's peace. It's terrible. So Rizashi Hatchling, bought for about 6k, sold for 20k, oh 18k even. Pretty good. The Dire Horn I usually buy for about 6k as well, sold for 20k. And the Macaw I think I bought for about 15k, sold for 33k. This server is so good for pets. I've got 333k on this guy, and I bought a couple of TCG pets. I've got about 500k in sales just from this one level 1. Really nice. Speaking of social media, I've got a pretty sad story for you guys. Hey guys, it's Break here. I've got a sad story for you guys today. Something which really upset me, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get over it. Just thinking about it right now makes me want to cry. Don't know if any of you have heard of an application on the phone called Snapchat. It's quite popular with the kids nowadays. I have it, use it to send photos to people, have little conversations. But today something happened. So on Snapchat, there's something called a Snapchat streak. This streak is basically when you send someone a Snapchat, they read it, and then they send you one back. And that adds one little number to your streak, and it keeps going up. Some people get to 30 or 40 of a streak. Now me and Grumpy Girlfriend, we had a little streak going. Now guess how long it was? Almost 500. It was 400 and something, guys. That's how long the streak was. A year and a half of this streak. But we were together yesterday, and obviously that meant we weren't Snapchatting. But even so, we're pretty certain we sent each other Snapchats, because we always do, to keep the streak going. We wake up this morning, and guess what? The streak was gone. It just wasn't there anymore. Looked at my phone, there was no number next to her name. She looks on her phone, there was no number next to my name. It doesn't make sense. It's a year and a half of our lives that's gone. A year and a half. You might say it was just a Snapchat streak. It's just a silly number on a screen. Well, I can tell you something, guys. Gold might be a silly number on a screen to some people. But to us it's more than that. And to me and her, it was more than that. So, I don't think I'm going to be using Snapchat much anymore. I like to send a couple of pictures and see what people are up to, but every time I look at it, I'm just going to see the number, or I'm not going to see the number. And that's a real problem. So I've been pretty sad today. You guys might have noticed. Haven't quite been myself. And I should have been. I got loads of new subscribers. Got some attention on the subreddit. Got 400k in sales, then another 300. We got 700k in sales in just 2 days. If you count my pets, it's more like 1 million in sales. But some things can't be helped. And this really got to me, guys. So I think we need to move on, or I'm going to cry myself to sleep. We'll be doing that anyway, let's be honest. Grumpy Girlfriend's going to do it as well. You thought she was grumpy before. You should have seen her when she saw that the streak was missing. Time for the jewel crafting quest for today. I was just going to say, sorry, it's a bit of a slow video. I try and release them every 2 days, but I've been really busy at the moment with university work. So yeah, I will be trying to make a couple more interesting videos. I've got a couple more story videos that I'd also like to do, gold making stories and more kind of random stories. But yeah, you guys let me know what sort of stuff you want to see, and I will try my best to get it out there, because I love making videos. That's one of the reasons I play the game at the moment, and because I don't have much time, I don't really have much time to PvP, which I usually do, Raid, which I usually do. Look, I've got 6 Seal of Broken Fates. I'm maxed out because I just don't have time to do the raids at the moment, which is annoying. But in the holidays, which is in a couple of weeks, I'll have a bit more time. And I love making gold anyway, and doing the videos kind of gives me even more motivation to do that, so that's been really fun. It is now a day later than what it was earlier in the video. You guys have been time traveling. Woo. That means that the Darkmoon Faire is now on. So if any of you remember last Darkmoon Faire, I made this little shopping operation to purchase the Darkmoon items, which can be handed in to the Darkmoon Faire each month for about 80 tokens, maybe 90 tokens, I can't quite remember. So we're going to be doing that on my Demon Hunter first of all, because I want the Darkmoon card trinket recipes, whatever they're called, which you can only buy from the Darkmoon Faire, like I said. So we're going to buy up a load of these and go from there. Now, one thing I will suggest is if these are quite cheap on your server, you can flip them. They sell really, really quickly, especially the first few days of the Darkmoon Faire. So this next couple of days, I would definitely suggest going and flipping some of these if they're cheap. Most of them are quite expensive. Someone's already been flipping them on my server, so there's no point, but it's a good suggestion. I've done it in the past and it's made me a decent chunk of gold. If you go onto my make 100k plus in 10 mins Darkmoon Faire video that I did last Darkmoon Faire, you can import the TSM string, because I linked it on that video. Maybe I'll link it on this video as well if I can remember. It's really useful this, otherwise you have to type it in yourself. So there you go, I bought them all. I'm going to go hand them in. I remember back in the day when the Darkmoon Faire wasn't an instanced area. It was just literally you could walk to it. I always stumbled on it when I was leveling my characters. It was right next to Goldshire, and I'd see everyone going on the little games and stuff. It's nowhere near as complicated as it is now. It is really fun now though, to be fair. I did all the achievements on it on my EU account because I love collecting achievements, and some of them are really fun. The riding through the little hoops all around the island, that game is super fun. It's quite hard to get all the achievements, but if any of you are looking for something to do, I would definitely suggest doing that. And I've just gone past where we hand them in. So handed all the quests in. Look at this, Darkmoon card rank 3, 250. I never knew it was that much. That is a horrible amount to farm, so I can't be dealing with that. But I will get the rank 2, which I bought. I need to get rank 1 from doing the quests that I haven't done. And I'm doing rank 3 Prophecy Tarot, because these can be obliterated, and I'll actually see, I don't know how much they can be obliterated for, but I'm pretty sure you can make a profit from them. Actually just checked, and you don't make any gold at all from obliterating these. Don't know what I thought I was on about. I'm pretty sure you could earlier in the expansion when obliterants were really expensive, but definitely not anymore. Didn't have the Suramar flight path, I forgot to get it, so I just flew down on my Demon Hunter. Gotta love Demon Hunters. So I'm going to get the Demon Ink for this quest here so I can get my Darkmoon cards. Again, these probably aren't going to make me much gold, though a lot of raiders do still use them because the trinkets are, some of them are like best in slot still. So it's still a possibility, but probably quite unlikely. Now, what's this supposed to be here? Anything here? I miss having loads of ults. I really want them to make it like in WoD, where you could use the Elixir Rapid Mines to level 100, and you could basically get there in like 2 hours. Now it takes like 10 hours to get to level 110. It's very annoying. So killed all those mobs. There's my recipe. I will learn rank 2. There we go. And I may look into making these, but I think mostly I'll be concentrating on my mass milling and my tomes for the talent changing. Tome of Tranquil Mine, there they are. I also want the Codex of the Tranquil Mine, but I have to learn that. You loot it from Stormheim mobs, so I'll probably go do that in a bit. Look, another one of those necks that I used to level up Jewel crafting has just sold for 30,000 gold. Cost about 8,000 to make, so that's pretty nice profits. Like, I always say this every episode, but so many of you keep saying about how it's too expensive to level jewel crafting, but if you just keep hold of the necks and sell them quite expensive over quite a long time, you will end up getting most of your gold back and more when you take into account the Saber's Eyes you'll be able to create. Gems have tanked in price so much recently. Don't know if it's been the same for you, but Dawn Light's now at 800 gold. Eye of Prophecies have been at sort of 400 gold for ages. The blue gems, forgot what they're called, they've been at like 50 gold on my server. It's crazy. So yeah, kind of sucks if you're not 800 shield crafting, to be honest, because you won't be making too much profit. But yeah, that's about it for today, guys. I will link the shopping operation for the Darkmoon Faire items in the description box, and yeah, make sure you head over there and purchase those items, get your tickets, and buy yourself some transmog to sell, or some pets to sell, or some mounts or toys if you're into that. And until next time, see ya!